right, this is a continuation of 3.2. It's number 33. It's f of x equals x cubed. That is actually the parent graph. It only has a point of inflection at y equals 0. All right? So the question is, when is it concave up and when is it concave down? So it's concave down from negative infinity to 0. That's its point of inflection because it's the parent graph. And then it's concave up from 0 to positive infinity. Next number is number 35. It's x to the 4th minus 2x squared. So I'm going to go graph it. X to the 4th minus 2x squared. I'm going to graph it. Okay, I had to have done something wrong. That doesn't look right. It's still thinking. It's, let me make sure. X to the 4th minus 2x squared. X to the 4th, oh, there we go. Minus 2x to the x, that is not right. Delete, 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 and we'll make that squared. All right, now. Looks much better. Okay, so it looks like I have 2 concave up and 1 concave down. I have to find the maxes and the mins. I do second trace. The first one is a min. So it's over here. So my y is 98, 86. So that got smaller. 98, 99, 92. That got smaller. Okay. So I'm going back here, going to the other side, and guessing. All right, so that's a min. We'll say it's -1. I'll write that down because we're going to have to, -1 is the min. Now I've got to go find the max because my point of inflection is the halfway point between the min and the max. Okay, you know what? This is an obvious. All right, I'm just going to trace, and at 0, it's got to be at 0, is my max. So I have a max at 0. So halfway in between is my point of inflection. So that's -1/2. All right, so then it's going to be concave up from negative infinity all the way to -1/2. Then it's going to be concave down from -1/2 to +1/2. That's going to be my point of inflection because that's 1 and that's 0. To +1/2. Then it's going to be concave up from 1/2 all the way to positive infinity. All right, so that's 35. The last question was number 57. All right, 57 says use your calculator to estimate the domain and range. Okay, by tracing the graph. So it's the square root of x squared minus 4. Let's go graph it. Square root, I did that wrong. All right, clear. Go back. There we go. I meant to do second. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to go down one more. Okay, second. There. There's square root. All right, square root of x squared minus 4. X squared minus 4. All right, and I'm going to graph. Remember the limits on the domain. What's under the radical cannot equal 0. It can equal 0. Has to be greater than or equal to 0. All right, so x squared minus 4 has to be greater than or equal to 0. All right, so I'm thinking it's going to be undefined between -2 and 2. All right, so let's graph it. And that is correct. So the domain is all the way from negative infinity to 2, and include -2, including -2, because that would just make what's under the radical 0. And then it would be from +2, including 2, all the way to positive infinity. So right here, I'll write it for you. The domain would go from negative infinity all the way to negative 2. It would be a bracket because it would include it. And then it would go from 2 all the way to positive infinity. All right, now look at my range. My range is all positive values. There are no negative values. So this is my domain. My range would be from 0 to positive infinity. All right, hope this helps, guys.